So by a show of hands or a round of applause, if that's appropriate for you, how many of us in this room have experienced the powerfulness that can be adaptive so far in this room? I actually, when they present, and I'm Heather Wagner, by the way, and really excited to be with you guys, to be able to share about the adaptive system. When they told us about this at convention, I really did get emotional about it. Joke around a few years ago when they introduced PBS Junior, my sister cried. She really did. She's like the resident gut health guru on our team. But for this year, for me, it was my turn to really just be touched in a really special way by the fact that we had this available to us. I'm a mother to 4 precious kids. My husband and I have been married over 15 years, and when he talks about that, he tells people that we've had 14 really great years and 1 that was really pretty rough. And when he talks about it, he's right. We had a point in our marriage where it was just a struggle. Anybody else? Are we falling asleep? Has there been too much adaptive today? Anybody else like resonate with this? Like whether it's raising kids or just friendships and relationships, marriage, like life can be hard, right, to deal with, whether it's the circumstances or whatever it is. Sometimes we need a little bit of help getting through this. And so as I was introduced to doTERRA over 7 years ago, I was in the throes of trying to recover from this hard place in our marriage. And for a long time, I had just been using the oils to keep my kids healthy. I didn't realize the emotional benefits that were there. And so when someone recommended balance to me, it stopped me in my tracks. Like, I'm not exaggerating when I say it really did, I have to start these, stop me in my tracks. And balance and Wild Orange, it carried me through this time in my life. It changed my ability to deal with it. It changed my ability to move forward from it, to leave behind the difficult things, and to grow from it. And I really do credit my Balance and Wild Orange as what equipped me to have the ability to do what we did for me to have the strong marriage that we have today. And so while any stress or anxiousness or frustration or anything that I may deal with nowadays has little to do with my marriage anymore, it's still something that I continue to carry with me. And then in September, enter adaptive. And y'all, I had no idea what GABA was, all right, before being in Salt Lake that week, or how much I needed it in my life. But the ingredients in those supplements combined with the essential oil blend, those have been a game changer for me. For me, those bottles represent hope. They are the things that equip me to realize that I'm in control of my healthcare, of my kids' healthcare, that we're the decision makers again. They empower me. How many of you have experienced being able to be empowered? I'm going to wake you guys up before I get to healthcare, I'm telling you, all right? Wake up. If you have your adaptive with you, I can't believe I'm suggesting this since we're all so relaxed right now, but I do want you to pull it out. And if your neighbor doesn't happen to have it with them, share some with them. Whether you're putting a drop in your hand or rolling some in, I want you guys to just apply some of that. I want you to take 3 real good deep breaths, all right? If you have not experienced adaptive yet, we want you to do that before you leave today. So by show of hands, how many of us in this room have ever related with the woman in this picture? Right? Okay. Whether it's our circumstances that have contributed to it, maybe it's our biology, right? Or if we're being transparent, right? A combination of both of those things, right? If there's not a person in this room that doesn't understand probably what she is depicting in this picture. And as a side note, guys, aren't you glad to know that we live in a day and time where it's okay to talk about this, right? Where it's okay to be able to feel the freedom to speak up and say, oh, I'm not alone in this, and I'm not a bad person because I've got a great family and a lot of good things going for me, but yet I still struggle with how I feel sometimes. If that's you today, we don't want you to leave here without hearing that you are not alone. The topic of mental wellness holds a really special place in my heart as well. I wasn't raised by my biological dad. I knew him, he was a good man, but he dealt with issues with alcohol usage and with depression to the point that 2 years ago he took his life. And so this topic holds a very near and dear place to my heart. I really do believe that the solution that we need in order to be able to be supported in this area comes through finding mental, physical, and emotional support, but even finding the balance in all of that can seem overwhelming sometimes. Guys, doTERRA has made it so simple to find the balance in that as they have introduced the adaptive system to us. We've got an oil blend to diffuse. We have the oil blend and a touch roller to be able to apply easily. Hey, how many of you guys are like, we're so grateful we can make roller balls, right? But how great is it when it comes already done, all right? It's already finished and ready for us to use. Throw one in my purse, throw one in a diaper bag, right? They're all ready to go. Saves me so much time and effort. And then, so we couple those with the ingredients in the supplement, with the internal use supplement to get the system. Guys, this has been intended to be used together, all right? So there's never gonna be a day that I'm gonna be as well-spoken or well-versed with like the science and chemistry, like Dr. Hill is, okay? But we're gonna try to talk and share with you a little bit about how this works the way that it does, all right? So for those of y'all who just want the basics, all right? Just not really interested in the science and the details, this part's for you, okay? Using the adaptive system as directed will help you feel better, will help you feel less stress, and will help you feel more in control of your emotions. It's as simple as that. But for those of you who do enjoy a little bit more of the like, how does this work, right? All right, we're gonna jump into that just a little bit. But first of all, I wanna make sure to point out that the essential oil blend and the supplement are not the same, okay? It's not just that you've got the oil in a capsule already made up for you. They're completely different products with completely different ingredients in them. The oil blend has been specially formulated to help the person that's using it be more focused, to be more calm, to reduce their stress and their anxious feelings. And so, like I said, the supplement is completely different. It has oils in it, but then it also has ingredients like GABA. GABA is a neurotransmitter, all right? It acts like as an inhibitor. So if we've got like exciting things like anxious feelings, things that are keeping us excited going on that need help being calm, that's what GABA is going to do for you. All right, another ingredient found in the supplement is something called selenium, which gives us something in our body that'll help increase the availability of serotonin, something else that's going to balance us and give us a feeling of calm and well-being and self-confidence and security and things like that. The essential oil blend works by connecting with our limbic system, all right? The way that you activate it is you simply breathe it in. It's that simple. Now, the unique thing about the touch roller, the essential oil blend that you're going to diffuse has a high flash point. So as you put it on, it's not going to just automatically absorb into your skin. That's why we have the touch roller with the carrier oil in it. It's going to actually help it anchor into your skin and go deep and stay and last a long time. However, you wouldn't want to put the touch roller in your diffuser because you're going to clog it up with the coconut oil, all right? So that's why you've got both of them. They are to be used separately, and do not underestimate the power of diffusing this oil, all right? They both are going to have a powerful effect on the person using it. Now, the supplement is going to work by connecting with our systemic pathways, all right? It's working on a cellular level to internally produce the things that we talked about so that it's actually going to be something that you don't have to work for. It's going to naturally occur in your body, and it works really fast. For me, I can feel the difference in under 20 minutes, and I've heard a lot of people share very similar stories. So, how do you use them? Let's just review that, right? Excuse me. Take one capsule daily as needed, all right? And then apply the touch roller to your pulse points. Think of like your wrists over your heart, right? Along your vagus nerve, behind your ears here, or even on the back of your neck. So that's where you're gonna apply the touch roller. You're gonna diffuse the bottle, right? Anywhere that your diffuser is, whether that's at home or at work or in your car. And then, like I said, you can just take the supplement once daily or as needed. Guys, bottom line is it does work really, really well. There are social media groups dedicated to just adaptive testimonies, and there are overwhelmingly just positive experience being shared by so many people there. Now, we've asked a couple of people today to be able to share some stories. One that was just shared today, and I'm so excited to hear about. I know Russell is going to share the microphone. Yes, she's right back there. Because we want you guys to hear from people in the room today about their own experiences with this great product.
Good afternoon. So this came out in September. I couldn't go to convention, so I got it in October. My husband is 17 years military, suffers from PTSD. We started this regiment, and he was on board because he wanted to feel normal. He wanted to feel better. He takes the capsules twice a day, once in the morning to help him get through work. He takes it at night to stop the night terrors. We diffuse the oil at night to also help with that. And when he's anxious at work, he takes the adaptive roller and puts it on the back of his neck or on his wrists. It has been impactful on our life. My children have a dad who doesn't snap. He's feeling more as a family man and just really grounded. This is my godsend to my family, and we've been using it. My children have started taking it, my mother, and even our coworkers who are military have asked what we've done to make the change. They're starting to use it, just by seeing how it impacted my husband. So this is the best thing that's happened to our family.
Yeah, when we're doing a hand for this one, or if they bring it online, just thought it would be good to hear from a mother's perspective, since I imagine you have a few of those in the room. This is the PB Assist prior, by the way. I asked my sister to share the story. Go ahead.
Yes, that's me. Oh, I wear it proudly. I am also a mother of 4, also married 15 and a half years. 2013 started 6 very heavy years for me and my little family. 2 of our kids were born. I was homeschooling and have since quit homeschooling. My dad fought cancer. My husband started his own business. I started a business with doTERRA. Some hard-hitting death and some hard-hitting loss after that. All in a 100-year-old, 1,800 square foot home with 1 bathroom. And no closets in the beds and bedrooms. We planned and accomplished some renovations, but I could never figure out how to make it all work and how to be clutter-free, or even, you know, the cluttered space, cluttered mind thing was part of our home. It was my family's life. We moved this past June and doubled the space and closets in every bedroom, and lots of closets, and more than 1 bedroom. But habits make up so much of our life, and the feeling of overwhelm and sadness and stress became, that had become part of my life, was still present in my everyday routine. It just became our normal. I was able to add working out a few days since moving, which really has been beneficial, but in October, the beginning of October, I started using Adaptive daily. I started with just diffusing it with cinnamon, but I noticed the difference, and so I started taking it internally as well. And I honestly have never felt so productive in my life. I don't know, I know that sounds dramatic, and I have a fairly easy life, but there were still lots of struggles. Going from avoiding my stress at home by trying to nap or hide from kids and family and friends, to making dinner 5 and 6 days a week, working out 6 days a week regularly and kind of enjoying it. I'm so much more patient with my kids and my husband. I'm more present in their activities around the house. I'm much slower to anger. But I feel most importantly, I'm changing my habits, which means my kids are seeing a new and better example, not just in me, but in my marriage. And they're witnessing change. Habits are our life, and Adaptive is helping me change my legacy.
If you have any other questions that we can help you answer answer about adaptive or other ways to manage stress, make sure you come find us at the booth. Otherwise, help me welcome Jen. I've always said her name Anisha Euster, and I've been saying it wrong the whole time. So clap for Jen from Detroit.
It is. It's in Kyosho, so, but Detroit works.